Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Wolverine Guy Kill. Bullets, 2 once.
Right up Main Street.
We win this shit.
Oh my God, penetration.
Wolverine Guy Kill. Welcome to the Wolverine Nation.
Hello, check. There we are. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am Wolverine Guy Kev. I'm a professional opera singer. It is chest and tricep day, boobie day. Trying to work those pecs. How's everybody doing today? I am early today, much earlier than I normally am, because sorry, I had to go and grab my pre-workout. I have a rehearsal today from 1 until 6, and quite frankly, no one wants to deal with my smelly ass for 5 hours. So I needed to start early so that I had time to take a shower. I also need to do some grocery shopping. I got to get that done before the whole family gets home. I tell you what, guys, I was unsupervised this whole weekend. I really overdid it. Friday night, I was in bed at 10. Saturday night, I was in bed by 9:30. Hey, what? This bachelor lifestyle, not for me. Jesus Christ. I had a rehearsal yesterday with my old Renaissance festival show that I used to be a part of, and then I left, and we got back together for like one reunion show, and then we got contracted to do a private party out in not in Lansing, it's in like Attica. Does that sound right? Wherever it is, it's a ways from me. But it's an 80s party, but we're doing our Renfest stuff. I don't get it. I don't care. They're paying us. They know what we do. I just if you heard the story the other day where I was like, and then I went to this corporate party and did our show, and it was like the only person that enjoyed it was the person that contracted us. Like, I hope it isn't one of those again. 'Cause we have 2 shows this time, 2 45-minute sets. But we went over our music yesterday. It was not horrible since we haven't sang together in 2 years. And then after I did that yesterday, I had out to my in-laws, surprised my wife and all of them, and you heard boobies, boobies. Like to talk about her boobies. I'm a big Anchorman fan. How you doing, Feifei? Good morning. I knew you would hear the siren call of my titties. I hope my family didn't tune into this. My luck, they did. So today we're going to be working chest and triceps. So it is a lot of pushing motions. Your chest is the major muscle, which controls pushing out and together, and the part of your arm that controls that, as well as the tricep. That's the muscle that is responsible for opening your arm. I was thrown into an. I am so sorry. God, Twitch, their ads are dumb. And the only way that you can really bypass them in a way that doesn't annoy people is to either subscribe to my channel or subscribe to Twitch Turbo, whatever the that is. I don't know what the benefit of Turbo is other than you get to skip ads, but it's like double the price of a subscription. So you can skip all the ads, like all of them. So that's good. So Twitch has been over the last year or so kind of loosening restrictions on being on their rules for affiliateship and kind of making it better to be an affiliate while making it slightly less better to be a partner. This is all stuff that I've been reading about lately. The Twitch Partner Plus program, which was kind of how it was a stupid way that they were kind of capping the income of partners. They removed the cap, but then they allowed the affiliates to be a part of it too. So if you are an affiliate and you get a relatively high number of subs, so we're talking like 100 sub points, if you know how the points work in relation to sub, then you get a bigger split of the revenue. I think it's like 60-40. I could be wrong on that. It skips ads, all the Twitch streams. It doesn't specifically benefit a single streamer, so it's good, but not great. It yes, that is true. I think they did just change this to where if you have somebody that is a subscriber to Twitch Turbo in your stream and an ad plays, you still get the revenue like they watched that ad, which is still shit, but it's a little bit more than it used to be. So there's that. But no, you're right. The Twitch Turbo doesn't help any particular streamer. You are correct. And now you can multi-stream. This has actually been this one's been there for a while, for a minute, at least 6 months, where you are allowed as a Twitch streamer to use the same exact stream. You don't have to play the game, or it's like, oh, I'm streaming on my phone to TikTok. Oh, I'm doing this here and this here. So it's like slightly different. No, you can just stream straight from one OBS feed. You can use Restream.io, or you can use the RTMP plugin in OBS to stream to various different platforms. I was actually going to stream to YouTube in addition to this today, but I fucked it up and then I didn't have time. So it's calculated separately. Yeah, ad revenue. So if anyone is interested, I could do a tutorial on how to get your one OBS stream out to several different sources. You do have to have a fairly, I'd say, a mid-level computer in order to do it, because every stream you do uses processing power. So if you're streaming out to Twitch and, like, say, Facebook Gaming and YouTube, all three of them, then all of that is being rendered on your PC. So keep that in mind, especially if you're using different resolutions. Like the max resolution on Twitch is 1080p. Process deep nuts. Happy Sunday, Slim. What's up, my brother? Revenge of the Fifth. It's Cinco de Drinko. Yeah, I put out that picture yesterday. I put that out everywhere. My jeans are way too fucking big for me now. Pretty excited about that. I don't remember what the hell I was saying. Oh shit, I didn't have them mostly yet today. I know, right? We're so behind. Oh yeah, so like the max on Twitch is 1080p, 60 frames a second, but on YouTube you can stream in 4K, which is why my YouTube videos always look way better than Twitch, because there's some degradation too. More like Soberhind. Puns. Hiding deep mental difficulties and severe depression. That's what we do. Humor. So it is the end of the weekend. This coming week, I'm getting into production week for Cunning Little Vixen. So I'm going to be burning the candles at both ends again. I may miss a stream or two just because of that. I'm just letting everybody know. Even though Vixen is not a mentally, musically, emotionally, or even time-consuming, taxing production for me, You better fucking rest. I'm gonna try. I'm not doing anything at the rehearsals, but we have to run the show in order, which means at minimum I have to stay until we get to my part. They will most likely release us once we are done with my part. But that's, I don't have to there's no reason for me to stick around to the end. I don't care about getting a bow, no one's going to see me. I don't care about learning chorus bows, and I don't think they're going to force us to do that. I don't there's no staging notes, there's no blocking notes. I'm not on stage. The only thing they're going to do is maybe give us music notes. They can give us that the next day. So unless there's a train wreck, I have a feeling my nights, even though I'm scheduled until 10, are not going to be that late. And I mean, not that 10 is really super, well, it's late for me because I'm going to be 47 this year and fuck. But all right, so as usual, we're going to get a little stretching in here. I just had somebody today, he works at the Opera House. He is a friend of mine, always telling me he needs to work out. He wants me to help him, and then shit comes up. And that's not a judgment on him. It's just, we've got similar goals. He just has less time than me. He saw that picture of me and my jeans being too big, and he was like, I don't know how to put this delicately, but your gut was a lot bigger a month ago. What the fuck are you doing? Which I responded, the truth, cocaine. But it's nice that, like, I mean, I can see physical changes, which is good, but they seem a lot more subtle to me. I made the mistake of bringing Uno over to the grandparents' house yesterday. That was it was actually a good time. But Joel has a really competitive streak, and he gets really upset when he doesn't win. And we keep trying to instill in that, just have fun with us. I mean, we're having a good time. He was even having a good time, but man, it was like everything was stressing him out. And I think he was tired too. That just magnified everything. But we played like 4 or 5 games, and just Joel hadn't won one, and he was like, can we just play one more? I need one more chance to win one. And I'm like, you are gonna grow up being addicted to gambling. So we all sit down, and we grandma is not very subtly kind of suggesting that we let the boy win. I'm fine with that, whatever. I played a hand in a previous game where I just kept drawing. I could have ended that game so many times. I never did. I would have destroyed that kid. I had so many like +4s I could have played or draw 4s. And anyway, so we're we're playing, and he set his card down and forgot to say Uno. And Grandpa, out of reflex, goes Uno. And if somebody else calls Uno on you and you don't say it, then you have to draw too. And so he goes Uno. I swear to you, I have never seen my mother-in-law even give her husband a cross look before. And she got right up and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" My forehead is on the table. I am dying laughing because I'm like, wow, I am just witnessing Uno destroy this marriage right here. Anyway, he won that game. Why we don't play Uno or Monopoly with the family, because we want to talk to them later. But if you don't want to talk to him later, fucking, Joel he's such a sweet kid and he's so smart, but he's got that competitive streak from me and his mom, and he just can't handle losing right now. So, and he wants to get that Uno No Mercy game, the one where there are like draw tens, and I don't even know what the rules are like, but good lord. And then we taught him how to play war after that, and I stressed to him 3 times, I'm like, there is no strategy in this, it's entirely luck. So, so like, you may win, you may lose, has nothing to do with how good you are at this game. Because there's no such thing as being good at war. You just play the cards you're dealt in order. Sundays, I feel it's especially important to stretch because I did nothing yesterday. I didn't even watch WWE Backlash yesterday. I managed to, I watched a little bit of it this morning, and it was literally just like the first 15 minutes of it. So I haven't even watched the entirety of the first match, but that crowd was insane yesterday. You could not even hear the commentators, the announcing, you could barely hear the music, and they're fucking singing along with the music, all of it. So, and that kind of reaction just makes the event, really. Crowds can absolutely make or break watching, especially like WWE, because they need that helps with the suspension of disbelief. Um, already got this set up for incline presses, and it's in my way to stretch. I remember watching, I want to say it was WrestleMania 20. I could be wrong on that. But it was Brock versus Goldberg, the first one. And the crowd absolutely shit on that match. It wasn't a bad match, but it was the crowd. And it was because Goldberg was leaving because his contract was up. And Brock was going to the NFL. And so the crowd just decided to shit all over him for whatever reason. I don't know. Goldberg gets way too much hate, in my opinion. Dude was the hottest thing in wrestling in the 90s. Then he came back to the WWE and he put over everyone he was supposed to. They booked him horribly. Still won the world title, which he should have. And he came back. Yes, he got a lot of money to come back, but I mean, he was doing shit that he straight up told Vince McMahon he did not feel comfortable doing. Like his finisher, he didn't feel comfortable doing it because he didn't think he could do it safely. And now he gets shit on because of he's getting kind of bitter about fans' attitude toward him. I can't say that I blame him there. Fans are gonna like what they like, and that's part of being in the business. But I think he gets a lot of unnecessary hate, and then Bret Hart takes every opportunity he can to shit all over him. Bret's got his own issues because Goldberg kind of ended his career, but I mean, how many times can the dude apologize? Shit happens. You are in a dangerous industry, regardless of predetermined outcomes. All right. Hold on. I gotta see this. Just politics. Bret Hart legit shits on everyone nowadays. Yeah, but it's like Goldberg especially. And with him, he's like, Goldberg never even fucking apologized. Goldberg didn't do this. You look at Goldberg, he's like, he won't accept my apology. I have apologized to him numerous times. I'm done trying. He doesn't want it. And just the way that Brett is, it just kind of, I believe it. Brett's always had a really weird attitude. And I think, I mean, the dude got fucked by a lot of people. I mean, there's no arguing that between, you know, the Montreal screw job and then the way WCW worked out, and then Goldberg. You compound that with, you know, Owen Hart's accident, which was not the WWE's fault, but I mean, he has lost a lot to wrestling, and had a lot of promises broken by promoters, and it sucks. But the more he talks, the less I like it. All right, so we're gonna start this workout on my watch first. We are going to get right into warming up. This is 45-pound dumbbells and an incline bench press. Get the blood flowing into the boobies. Just making sure I don't hit my head there. All right. Yeah, so I turned on Backlash this morning. I was gone all day yesterday. I couldn't watch it, and they didn't even have 12,000 people in that arena. But I'm not even kidding. You could not hear the music. Michael Cole was screaming into his microphone. You could barely understand him. That crowd was fantastic. Good time. So Vixen opens Saturday, I think. Gotta look that up. Today's the 5th. Vixen opens Saturday. All right.
Show me those biddies.
Premise Land coming in with those biddies. What is up, Premise Land? How you doing? Good morning. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Every time I hear howdy, howdy, I think of the shark from Toy Story. Put on his cowboy hat. Hi, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. So I will not, absolutely will not be streaming on Friday. At least not even remotely the normal time. I have a rehearsal Friday morning, which I believe is going to act as a student matinee. So I will definitely be there through most of that. I don't know. I don't even know where in the opera my shit occurs. That should tell you how little of this opera I'm in. I don't have a clue what the plot is. I don't have a clue who the characters are other than woodland creatures. And I certainly don't know where exactly in the opera in totality my music occurs. I only have 5 minutes of music. So yeah. So I'll still be here Monday through Thursday, and then Friday I don't know. Maybe I'll stream Friday night, do a Friday night workout. Maybe I'll just move it to Saturday. I have no idea. I'll figure something out. So all right, set 2, second warm up set, and then we're gonna move over to the barbell. Ugh. 8, 9. Oh, Premise Land, what you got going on this week, buddy? I'm shooting pictures for you, not this week, but next week, correct? Next Tuesday? Those of you that don't know, I'm also a photographer in a previous life. Yeah, I go through and make sure all my equipment's charged. Since it hasn't come out, since I honestly think the last time I did a shoot for you, '14th, right? I'm super excited. I've got my Cody Rhodes American Nightmare side plates coming in. Those of you that do not know, WWE got away from doing nameplates like on the front of the belt, so they do use side plates, typically with some artwork, but not always. Sometimes it's just their name and it looks really stupid. Which any film peeps here can come to. Yeah, what you can go ahead and dude, cut a promo, advertise it for it right now. Put it in chat. 14th, Premise Land runs or organizes or at least promotes a mixer for people in the film industry. And one of the things you can do with that mixer is get new headshots, which I will be attending to. I don't know if I'm going to use that same red background though. Might use my gray one. Only problem with the gray one is that it co-host and promote. All right. Only problem with my gray one is that it's folded up and I have to fold it to transport it, which means it's got a lot of wrinkles in it and I end up having to do a lot in post to get those done. So yeah. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I get it done. It's just getting motivated to do that amount of detail work. I tend to get a lot more selective in the photos that I get. You co-host and promote. Okay. But yeah, put all the details in chat, man. I don't care. It's your world, man. I'm just living in it. I'm gonna text my wife real quick. Oh, there's a link. Hell yeah. Somebody named Sunny Little Coffee Witch just started following me, and I'm okay with that. All right. My wife is very tired and sent me her just out of bed picture, and it's adorable. She's got all her notifications silenced though. All right. This is going to be set one on the barbell. We're going with 185 first. Just again, you know, my shoulder's been really touch and go the last couple of weeks. And even when I go the extra mile to ensure that my lats are engaged and stabilizing, sometimes there's still a little bit of pain there. So rather than, you know, destroy my shoulder, just go light on the presses. And this one, it's a little bit harder to get that lat engagement. Right. I shall turn to go get food. Are the tacos calling you again? Get it. That felt good. Definitely wasn't pushing too hard. I told her that she looked adorable, and she said no. My wife is very cute when she's tired and when she's awake. She looks gorgeously threatening. She does. I'm not going to embarrass her by putting the picture up onto my stream, but she looks fantastic, regardless of her opinion. She never sleeps well when she goes out to her parents, and it has a lot to do with the kids. They don't sleep well when they're out there. Cadence doesn't like being in a different place. Joel is just way too excited to sleep at all. And you know, it is what it is there. But part of the reason I don't go out there is simply, well, I go out there, I just don't spend the night out there, is I don't sleep at all. At all. There is the bed that is there is, I don't even think it's a queen. I think it's a full. So it is rough for me and Jen to sleep on together. Or one of us would have to take the couch. Actually, the couch is deceptively comfy. I'm going to bump the weight up here. I'm going to go ahead and go to 225 because that felt pretty good. And the last time I did this, I want to say I was up to 245. So I don't want to take a huge step backwards. Remember, to make progress and to avoid plateaus, you want to get progressive overload, which means either more reps or more weight or both. Or you change your workout routine. That is also that's also a thing. I am somewhat limited by what I have. There's things, you know, the one thing I really miss about going to a commercial gym is doing leg day at a commercial gym, because there's so many different ways to hit legs when you have machines. And that is the only time when I am excited to see machines. Not to say that machines are bad, unless you know you're in the Terminator movies. But it's easier to hit your quads when you have an actual quad machine, a leg extension. It's easier to hit your hamstrings when you have leg curls. It's far easier to hit your calves if you have a calf extension machine. You don't have to worry about things like balance and, you know, your grip losing the weight for you. I got to take a quick BRB, guys. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I see Mama Jen and High Beam are in chat. Good morning, y'all. You has a grumpy and no sleep. She does have a grumpy. She's a giant grump. Booty Bandit, what's happening, buddy? How you doing? All right, we're on set 2. Actually, we're going to call this set my first working set on I Need Sleep as well. I don't know what y'all talking about. I got like 8.5 hours last night. It's amazing when and my internet is being dumb. No, I hate dumb internet. All right. I got sleep, just not enough. Did the kids stay asleep for you at least? All right. Second working set. Six, 7, one more. 8. There, was good. All right. They slept until 6. These darn kids. Hello. Sunday's supposed to be my sleeping mornings, but no. Kids got to loose their dang minds. I feel that. I don't normally get sleep in days. And today was no exception. I got up right around 6:30. I almost started streaming like right at 7. I was like, nah, I don't want to move yet. I really only got the motivation to start when I did the math on how long I had to work out. And it's either, again, it was either I started then or
Show me those bitties.
or I did it after my rehearsal tonight, and that wasn't going to happen. Food is taking longer than I thought. I will actually bid you all adieu. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your biddies. Love you, sir. Appreciate you. If I sleep in, I mean I get sleep until my 8 a.m. alarm goes off. Bye-bye premise. Yeah, well, and that's part of, with me, that's part of, me going to bed so damn early is that I, in fact, also wake up so damn early. I'm exhausted by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm pushing to stay awake longer just so I don't wake up at 6. Sleeping until 8 a.m. sounds like a dream. It normally is. Jen don't even wake up for her alarm, so. Speaking of which, Jen, I never asked you this the other day. You did sleep through your alarm, even though you did get up well before dawn. Did you make it to do the thing that you needed to do? Because I know it was training, so it wasn't like, nobody died. There was that. Unless you were training on an actual person, then I really can't speak to that. Me and Mama Jen know what we want for Christmas. Want a hotel to ourselves, early check-in, late checkout, and massages. I have questions. Is the hotel, is it two separate hotel rooms or is it together? And your answer to this question will raise significant post questions, depending on which way this goes. There will be follow-up questions. You want an adjoining door. Carry the one. Yes, I approve. Okay. Two more sets of this. You can do it. What all do I have on the agenda today? So I'm on the second of this list. All the way back up to Sunday. Kneeling landmine press. That's what I'll do. All right. So, all right, this is going to be my second working set of this. I actually am going to go back a little bit because I'm like, it's too much of my forearm getting the bar unwrapped. All right, here we go. So I'm pinching my shoulders together, and some people don't recommend that you do this. They're like, just pull your arms back and engage your lats. It does it naturally. Well, I don't ever feel it unless I pull my shoulders back like this and then engage my lats. And to engage my lats, I'm just bringing my arms in so my elbows are, well, this close, and pulling them back. Remember, lats are a pulling muscle. Six, seven, ah, ah. That was awesome. Squish. So, I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue what the hell this playlist is. It just was better than I found one that was like hashtag gym flow, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, exactly what I need. Now it was all hip hop. I'm just not a hip hop fan. It's a fine genre of music. It's valid. It's not my genre of music. And here we are. I'm about to switch to that hard rock playlist. So as you can see right down there, I am down to 266.3. I'm slowly working down to that 4th of July goal of 255 or under. Workout playlist, my driving playlist cannot mix. This actually isn't even my workout playlist. I'm just trying to vary it up a bit. My workout playlist is a lot of hard rock, a little bit of metal, a whole lot of pro wrestling themes, one or two Britney Spears. So I have one more set of this. Then I'm going to standing, alternating, dumbbell flies, which look like the Mike Tyson uppercuts. When is the Mike Tyson fight versus Jake Paul? When is that happening? Because of all the freak show fights, that's the first one I've really, really been interested. I was kind of interested in Mayweather versus McGregor, and I got to see the only part of it I cared about, which was McGregor getting knocked out. I am hoping that this ends up being the same outcome, and it's Mike Tyson, so I mean the possibility is there. However, Mike Tyson is old. He is pushing 60. He's, what is he, 58 now, I think? And I am not meaning to say that 58 in a vacuum is old for anybody. It is way too old to be getting hit repeatedly in the goddamn head by a pro fighter. Jake Paul is not a great fighter, but he's a decent fighter. And he does have some power. And I don't know how Mike at his age stands up to that. I don't even know how well he really moves around. There have been a lot of rumors that the sparring sessions, the practice sessions that he's been putting out are actually old videos. And like Joe Rogan said the last time he saw Mike Tyson, Mike was on a cane. I can't imagine he would have accepted the fight if he needed a cane to walk. And Joe Rogan ain't exactly the most trustworthy source in the world. But Joe Rogan, I mean, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to fighting. So I tend to trust his opinion. And everyone that I've seen on social media, and I mean like actual like sports media on social media, they're swinging very heavily one way or the other. It's either Mike's too old and Jake stands no chance, or it's fucking Mike Tyson, Jake stands no chance. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. I am a Netflix subscriber, so I don't have to pay for the fight to watch it. I am looking forward to that. As far as I know, it's just something you'll be able to watch with your Netflix subscription. If they go to an ESPN model, I will be so pissed. ESPN they have regular ESPN, which comes as your cable provider, ESPN Plus, which you have to subscribe specifically to ESPN in order to view, and that's how I watch a lot of UFC stuff. But then you got the UFC pay-per-views, which the only way to watch now, not only do you have to buy the pay-per-view, but you have to be a subscriber to ESPN Plus on top of that. So you go into the ESPN Plus app that you pay for and say, I would like to pay you more, like $70 more this month. There's a fight card last night. Only thing I was interested in was Jose Aldo, who fucking A, dude. He just outclassed the number 12 guy in the world after coming out of retirement. So maybe there is hope for Mike Tyson. All right, last set. We're going into standing alternating dumbbell. No, we're going into landmine, close grip landmine press. That's what we're going into. Oh, motherfucker. Ugh. That's C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Incline has never been a great lift for me. All right. All right, so we're going to unload this, put the barbell down into a landmine position for the next barbell lift we're going to do. I'm going to do standing alternating flies first. Ugh. I'm honestly surprised that Jake Paul took this fight with the possibility that he could get knocked out. Because Tyson's age aside, man still has power. A lot of power. And Jake kind of needs an impressive showing after losing his last fight. Just hit my head going up the basement stairs. Ow. You know, similar situation. I've worked at the Detroit Opera House now for over 20 years. I think it's 22. And when you go into the stage entrance, there is one door that is unlocked. It has been the same door for 22 years. I still have yet to open the correct door in the first try. I has a dumb. All right. So I'm going to set this down. I'm going to get this out of the way because I'm not going to need that. Move this back. All right. So I'm just setting this up. I'm going to do flies first. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this one first. I can't make up my damn mind. So, all right. Push, not pull. No, I need to go to the one that is simply unlocked. So this one, I'm going to grab the dumbbell by the end of it, and push up this way. So it's kind of going to give a push and fly motion. This is the closest I have to a converging press. And it will work the upper pectorals and then kind of work on this separation here in between in the sternum area. I know the last time I went pretty fucking heavy on it. I'm going to start with 70 pounds. And it's totally different with this angle. I know whatever it was a challenge for me. Oh. Can I go that high? We'll see. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. I got to do this kneeling. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, that's a lot harder when you're kneeling, and it's just because of the angle. Woo. All right, so that's set one, and getting that thing off the ground ain't the easiest, and setting it back down in the right spot also not that easy, especially when we've got the weights blocking where the spot is. So this, you're gonna feel it really hard, like right here, right in the center. So the idea is that you'll get more of a gap, which will, well, not so much that you're building a gap, but the inside muscles will get tighter. No way to build a gap, just like there's no way to build a thigh gap. It's also a weird thing. So I am, I did not get all of the, as many shifts as I wanted in, at Greenfield. So you'll probably see me on social media putting out ads to accept more voice students. And pretty much anything else. My Patreon's going to be launching soon. I've just got a couple more things I've got to add to it and really get kind of exactly what I'm offering solidified, and that will be primarily fitness oriented. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do a music one yet, only because I don't want to offer music instruction on Patreon, because it makes no sense if I'm offering private lessons. What about my OnlyFans? I mean, I'm saving that for 20 pounds later. Once this is gone, watch out. It's gonna be nothing but Hobbit feet all over your feed. My Hobbit feet. I won't be Bilbo Baggins. I'll be Ballsby sagging. You married this. This is what happens when I spent a day with Boca and now I'm back into public conversation. All right, set 2. See. 2. 8. 9. 10. You saw my Hobbit feet at the wedding, or you saw the sagging things? And what kind of wedding were you at? Oh, you saw Boca. You went to the same wedding that Randy and Dee Dee went to. Like, who was showing their saggy balls? And why were there Hobbit feet there? Did the bride come running down the aisle with a sword? I'm going on an adventure! Because that's how Jen came down the aisle. Yeah, they Randy and Dee Dee just came straight from our rehearsal. There were lightsabers involved. Yes, I'm aware. The wedding invitation said, "May the Johnsons be with you," I believe. Because their last name is Johnson. It wasn't a dick joke, but it might have been a dick joke. Mom is telling me to take a nap. You should. You should take a nap. Hi, Mom. Yeah, they were talking about that. We were singing. One of our songs has a Star Wars reference in it, and that came up. It was a fun wedding. It sounded like it. It's got to be people that I know. I mean, this particular circle of friends, or at least people that I have been near, one of the two. Somebody's going to tell me their name and be like, either who or they're a couple? I'm so clueless when it comes to that. One more set and I'm going into flies. Honey, if you're still there, go to sleep. Get some rest. Good night. Good night. I want more night. Shut up. She did not. Really? Oh my God. But she's like that. She's young. She's a child. I'm so old. I-beam just told me who got married. A friend of mine's kid. Fuck. I'm so old. They're getting older. I am not at all. And I believe it. I believe it. So Wow. Wow. That just blew my mind. Well, like when you probably know their patrons, you know, Carly like had a baby, and I was like, what the fuck? That's as much information as I'm willing to give out on stream. Um but they were big fans of our show. And I've known Carly since she was like 8, probably younger than that, to be totally honest. Um, oh, you sent a photo too. Now I have to look at the photo before I do this set. Hold, please. Oh my God, they are adorable. Oh, and oh shit. My God, she's a friend of mine. I can't remember her name. I know everyone in that picture. Jesus, they all look gorgeous, especially Winterfire. So old. Oh my God. Okay, last one. See. Ugh. Ah. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ugh. 10. Ugh. Ah. Friggin' A. Well, yeah, Shelby was the one that couldn't remember her name. Shelby's a sweetheart. I've known her since she was way little. Hilariously, I'm not friends with either of her parents anymore because one of them went whack. Well, I really was like good friends with her dad, but her mom went wackadoodle. Which, I mean, it sucks. And I would never say anything to her, but and it was one of those where I was willing to let it go. Um, but I told her to drop it. Um, it was something she was arguing on like my Facebook, and I think I even deleted the post specifically because I'd known her for so long, and she was the only one being wackadoodle. I deleted it, and I was like, "You need to drop it." And then she messages me to continue arguing with me, and then I was like, "Okay, if it's like that, we're done." And I blocked her. I only vaguely remember that scenario, so I don't remember precisely what. I'm sure it was something about vaccines. She was arguing with my nurse wife in addition about fucking vaccines. Like, all right. Standing alternating dumbbell flies, 20-pound dumbbell each side. Ugh. 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20. Now, this is kind of a lightweight for me to do these. This kind of serves as a warm up for the cable flies that I am about to do. I did fix this, right? Oh, yeah. So this is 20 pounds each side. When I am doing these, it's important. Number one, I'm just bringing my arm across my center line. So, like, you can see this. It's not straight up. It's not straight in front of me. It's just over here. So, like, my pointer finger is on my center line. The other thing is that my arm is slightly bent. I'm not trying to keep it straight out because if I've got a heavy weight, that could cause some elbow damage, number one. And two, the tendency when you do that is to is to keep the upper part of your arm more relaxed, and it ends up being more of a swing. I want to control it the whole way down and the whole way back up. So that slight bend really helps. It is not come up and do this. That is a curl, and not even a good one at that. So you want to keep your arm as straight as possible. You will probably bend it a little bit at the top subconsciously, but try to keep it in that slightly bent position the whole way. I kind of wish I had nothing going on today. I would really like to spend some time cleaning around my house and lounging around my house, sleeping around my house. So that's Anakin up top. It says, "You turned her against me," and that's the bear on the bottom. You have done that yourself. Star Wars memes are even better when they're topical. Magnetron actually messaged me the other day, Star Wars related, not meme related or like topical at all. But she found a YouTube trailer. This is fan made before I even get started, called The New Jedi Order or The New Order, something like that. And it was a fan made trailer for, and they also called it Episode X, which I knew right off the bat it was fake when I saw the title. But she asked if it was legit. It was a really well done trailer. So what is true about this is, yes, the movie is legit. They are making 3 more Star Wars movies, one of which is in the Mandalorian era, and it's going to tie together Book of Boba Fett, sorry, Mandalorian, and Ahsoka. And I hope lead into the rise of the First Order. Now, I haven't watched Ahsoka yet, so maybe that did a better job of bridging that gap. And there is yet to be named movie that is supposed to be set at the beginning of the Jedi Order. Maybe not the beginning of the Jedi Order, but thousands and thousands of years before the Skywalker saga. And then there's one set after the Rise of Skywalker, where Rey, played again by Daisy Ridley, attempts to rebuild the Jedi Order. I'm most excited about that one right now. Sorry. 9, 11, 15, 17, 19, 20. Set 2. I remember originally when they were talking about the concept of the one set, like the old Republic, basically. It was going to be like a Lord of the Rings style movie. So, Lord of the Rings with lightsabers. I'm down with that. I don't know if y'all remember when Attack of the Clones first came out. So we're going back to, was it 1999-ish? Attack of the Clones, the title had been released, or at least we knew it was going to be about the Clone Wars. And there were there were fake trailers about it. You know, again, fan-made trailers, and they were using scenes from different war movies, but they photoshopped lightsabers in, or whatever the video equivalent of lightsabers is. And one of them was the battle scene from Braveheart, like when the big final battle scene when everyone's rushing toward each other. And I will be damned that it took a lot of rewatching of this to realize it was not real. It was incredibly well done. I do say. All right, set 3. Ugh. 3. 7. 11. 15. 15. 17. Yeah. Whew. All right, time to set up those cables. And we're going to get those around the world flies in. If you've never been here before, you don't know what around the world flies are. I'm using a cable, and I'm going to do 2 sets of 3 different kinds of flies. Well, 3 different angles on cable flies. Cable flies, well, flies are when you are bringing your arms together. It flaps. And you can hit your chest from various different angles. These 6 sets total, 2 sets on each angle, and we absolutely destroy our chest with these. So today, past couple of weeks, I've been hitting these with 45 pounds. Today, I'm going to hit them with 55. I'm a glutton for punishment. You're looking for a cable system. You don't have $700 to spend on a cable machine. This is a couple of carabiners mounted into my into the slats of my subfloor down in my basement, rated for 300 pounds. Came with all the attachments, all the cables, all the carabiners. It was $70 on Amazon, maybe 60, something like that. Regardless, it's like a 90% price difference from getting a full-on cable machine. Highly recommend it. The only complaint I have had about this system is this pulley in particular, the nut on it doesn't like to stay closed. So I say this every day, I have to go to Home Depot and buy some thread lock so it just doesn't come loose anymore. And it's just the pulley. I'm not like permanently attaching this here. I can unmount this at any time. That's not an issue. But because of that, I do have to take a look every time and see where that nut is to see if I need to retighten it. I've had it come loose on me once, which is how I found out that thing gets loose, like your mother Trebek. All right, so using just regular handles for these. There are some caveats with using this system. Number 1, I cannot change the angle of the pulleys. Pulleys, they're either here or they're down here. There's no in between with this system, which is limiting, but you have to learn how to modify. So the biggest danger with having these at such a high position is shoulder injury. There's a lot of If you're not stabilizing your shoulder correctly, you can hurt yourself. So keep that in mind, especially when you get to heavier weights. Two, in order to get this weight up with the room that I have to take this huge step back and like basically yeet them off the ground, which I'm straightening them up right now.
New follow.
Moon Gambler, thank you so much for the follow. Looking forward to seeing you more in chat. And then it's a matter of my arm position and the hinge in my hip, the angle right here on how this is working my chest. So for a standard incline press, I don't have to do a lot. I'm just doing right here, okay? For a neutral press where I'm pressing straight out in front of me, I have to go here like this. I'm basically, my upper body is pretty much parallel to the ground. For an incline, I go here, keeping those, I want to keep these, the cable, that's the word I'm looking for, the cable. Hey, how are you doing, Moon Gambler? I want to keep the cable parallel with this arm. So it's following the angle of the arm. That's going to give me maximum tension. Is it the most ideal setup for cable flies? No, but what I would have in as the alternative to this would be nothing. So that is what I have. This is how I do it. And I think that for the money, you're not going to find a better setup. Welcome in, Moon Gambler. Good to see you. It's almost that time of year where I got to start turning on the air conditioning if I want to continue working out down here. Because holy fuck. I got to buy a fan. I need to invest in a fan. That's what I need to do. A good fan, like an industrial strength fan. All right, enough stalling. Let me move this out of the way before I trip and fall and kill myself into my mirror in the back. See. Ugh. 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 10. Ooh, goddamn. And it is amazing how much that extra 10 pounds each side makes it so much harder to get off the ground. Because the only other alternative I have is just to basically jump. You want my weight, 250 or so, you're 5'11", it'll fit. I have a 7-foot ceiling here. Nothing will fit. So most of my problem with my weight is that I carry it in my gut. All of it. If you take away this right here, I am completely happy with the way that I look everywhere. But it's this. My face has a little bit of it too. Got a round face. But when I start losing weight, it goes from here first, then it starts losing from here. But thank you. I'll take that. What do you weigh right now? Or do you weigh 250? Gut carrier 2, look pregnant even at 205. Jesus. Part of my issue is, and 191. Last time I weighed that little. Hold on, I'm thinking. Was 2011. And I know this specifically because that was the last time I competed in jiu-jitsu. I had taken a couple years off. I'd had some surgery, and I ballooned up to around 250. And so I made it my goal to not only compete in this tournament, I was competing in the WAGA tournament down at the Arnold Sports and Fitness Expo. But I was going to compete at my old fight weight, which was 185. So I was hitting the gym literally twice a day for minimum 1 hour each time. I was eating 1,700 calories total, ingesting. We're not talking net. We're talking gross calories. 1,019. 1,900 calories, 17 to 19. Anyway, it was less than 2,000. Doesn't matter. And I got down to 183 when I weighed in. And I stepped off that scale and I was, good Lord, I was fucking shredded back then. I got off that scale. I looked directly at my girlfriend and said, "We are going to McDonald's. I want to double everything." And I'm pretty sure I downed a double quarter pounder with cheese and a supersized fry and a supersized Coke. This is back when they still supersized things, which now they just call that large. The same fucking size. 5'11", 191. So you got an inch on me in height. And 191. I mean, personally, I think that's a good weight. And according to the BMI charts, you're probably overweight. But believe me, I get it. When I was under 200, I couldn't gain weight, and all I wanted to do was get up to 220. And in order to do that, I ate like a fucking. I devised a training and diet plan called "Eat Like a Hobbit, Train Like an Orc," and I did both of those things, and I got up to about 225, and then this magical thing happened. I was muscular, I was big, and I no longer fit any of my clothing, nor would any clothing that I bought fit me anymore. So that was when I had to start shopping XL and double XL. I'm now in triple XL. 20 plus pounds of muscle on me, 225, gonna look shredded. I appreciate that. I'm like 60% body fat. No, I'm kidding. All right. Ugh. Ugh. 3, 4. Ugh. Ugh. 9. Thanks, I appreciate it. I really do. I mean, I have a couple issues with my gut. One of which is good but bad, and the other one is just not great. And it's nothing to do with like health. I have a sway back posture, which means that I tend to, I'm over exaggerating now, but I tend to stand in such a way that pushes my gut out more. And 20 some odd years of martial arts, I have a pretty overdeveloped core, which means that any fat on that looks like I'm pregnant. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So do you work out? Do you go to a gym? Do you run? Do you just watch workout streams? What do you do? I'm just curious. And believe me, I'm cool with people just watch workout streams. That's all I did for a while. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just like, I'm gonna watch this muscular guy move heavy things, and I'm gonna get bigger through osmosis. That was my strategy. Forearms are sore from yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't even know. They're just sore. Not sore from anything today. 10:16. I got to keep an eye on the time because I've got a rehearsal I got to head to. And I got to make sure I have time to grocery shop and do all the domestic things before the wife comes home. I'm trying high reps now, 40, 50 with lightweights, getting back into it, 39, mostly for work, construction. I get it. It's hard to get back into, even in your 30s. I took a huge break in my 40s with the pandemic. I'm 46 46 right now. Jesus Christ, I had to think about that. I'm 46 right now. I took about 6 months off from doing anything, and I was not nearly as consistent as I am now. And I've made a lot of progress in the last 3 months. It is not easy because as men we start, well, everyone at this age, their hormones go out of whack. We start producing less testosterone, and that greatly inhibits the gains. I've learned a lot of things like fixing stance and grip just by watching you and other fitness streamers and asking questions. I'm so glad that I can be of help to you as well. Um, but it's the workouts are half the battle. The kitchen is really important. Lots of meal prep, so much meal prep, or at least counting calories. Speaking of meal prep, that's another thing I need to do tonight. Okay, now I'm changing my angle. I'm going to be parallel to the ground, and I'm going to hit my chest from the middle. Essentially, it's going to be neutral flies. Nine. Woo! 10 fucking pounds makes that so much harder. And a lot of it has to do with just the fact that you're isolating your chest on these. I don't do them quite like I should. This is still a bit more press than a real fly should be, but it has a lot to do with the fact I'm really gun shy about injuring my shoulders, or as my 3-year-old calls them, my doldies. He's getting so much better at words now, though. Yesterday, I went to pick him up. For those of you who do not know, I have an autistic 3-year-old. He got diagnosed when he was 2, very, very early. We caught that early, and we are taking steps now to get him to be able to communicate better. And it has solved a lot of crying, a lot of frustration for myself and my wife. And they got him to start expressing emotions Friday. So they would look at him and say, "Hey, Cadence, show me happy." And Cadence has a smile that will light up a room. He's just like, happy. Or he'll say bappy. And they're like, "Show me sad." I'm not kidding. This child, he's like, he's got his mother's pout down, and that is dangerous. That is absolutely dangerous. Because he's already adorable. Child knows how to work it too. He is an emotional terrorist. You laugh. It's entirely my misfortune. But he when he is here and I'm working out, he's right down here with me, and Highbeam can attest to that. He'll come over and he'll make sure that I'm getting maximum resistance on these weights, especially. He'll pull them right down if I'm existing, actually. And he gets really mad at me when I stop. One time he sat underneath the weight. A lot of isometric holds there. That was great. I'm so glad Jen was here that day. All right, is my second set of neutral flies, and I accent that because I need to remember what the fuck I am doing. Ugh. It's always fun when I miss that and I end up dropping weight. Ugh. 7. Oh, that's it. Woo. Hey, Buff Dude, what's happening? Some people don't remember 50 cents. 50 cents? You mean 50 cent? Was that a typo at the end? Oh, that last one. Oh my God. How you doing, Buff Dude? It's late where you are. It's all right. I'll forgive you. So, Moon Gambler, if you don't mind me asking, where generally are you from? 50 Cent. Oh, Floyd Mayweather. Read a page of Harry Potter book during an ice. That makes me. 200 people didn't recognize Marilyn Manson on movie set. The waiter in a scene without makeup. He's like 220 pounds from Ontario. Right on. Does he weigh that much now? You can see why nobody recognizes him. He's always been skinny. He's a big guy. He's never looked like it. Like, mind you, I haven't seen anything regarding Marilyn Manson in, I would say, at least a decade, outside of like accusations made against him. But tall, he gained weight. You get older, or maybe he wanted to. I mean, who knows? And that was the big thing with me is once I got older, like it was, my weight has always cycled wildly, but once I hit 40, there was no swing. It was just like, whoop, you're fat. Like, okay, come back. No, okay. So this is taking a lot more effort than it normally does with me. But neither DoorDash nor the pandemic helped that at all. I'm not going to sit here and say that, my own lack of discipline with DoorDash is not contributing to that. And the pandemic just sucked. Once you hit 40, it's all bad. That's true. My when I got into scratch that. In 2016, I got diagnosed with a chronic illness. And it was attacking my kidneys, and because of that damage, my kidneys were leaking into my bloodstream, which then was fucking up my thyroid. Blah 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 blah. I developed anxiety and depression. I'd never had these before. I'd had some depression, but not to this scale. So I don't have coping mechanisms. And now I take meds for that, which is fine. But even, sometimes I'm on a low dose of medication. Sometimes that isn't enough to regulate it. And I haven't had an issue the last few months. My wife was like, hey, I'm just checking in, because we check in on each other with this stuff, because she deals with that too. And she's like, how are you feeling lately? And I'm like, I fucking feel great. And she's like, really? Like, there was a minute where you weren't. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Been fine the last couple of months. And it didn't even hit me until like a couple hours after that conversation. Of course I'm fine. Number one, I quit my job. That helped. And two, I have worked out every fucking day. I am like a dopamine like depository, right? I almost said suppository. That's totally different. You're a good dude. Depression sucks. It does. It does. Moon Gambler, you got one more year till all this bullshit slaps you right in the face. Or in the gut. Now, when I get down to 235, that's when I will probably, in my opinion, start saying that I look good. Like fucking Ron Burgundy style, be like, I look good. I mean, really good. Hey, everybody, come and see how good I look. That's going to be me when I hit 235. Buff Dude, what's happening, man? How was your weekend? Is it still going on? It's Monday morning for you, isn't it? For those that don't know, Buff Dude's in Japan. Almost. That's right. You don't have to deal with like fucking daylight savings time. Ah, no. Ah, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. Waiting for summer. Over enough. Winter 10:28 here. Oh, we're in the same time zone. I mean, it makes sense. You're in Ontario. I'm in Detroit. Are you still wintering there? Like, what's the temperature right now? Everything went downhill after 30 for me. Well, hi Beam. I tell you what, your health issues aside, you look fucking fine. I think I speak for anyone that has ever seen a picture of you. Detroit's close as fuck to me. I was in Toronto before. I've only been to Toronto twice. Once for a concert I was singing in, and once was for WrestleMania 18. The 30s were the best years of my life, I think. Yeah, honestly, I think me too. It's real spring. Some days warm, some days a bit cold and windy. Yeah. Okay. We we're kind of we've kind of settled into the mid 60s now. There was like a week that it was almost 80, and then it snowed. Fucking Midwest anyway. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. No, I loved my 30s. My 20s were pretty good too. My 30s were great. My 40s, eh. Um, the cool thing about my 40s was that for a hot minute before the pandemic, I was doing everything that I wanted to do, like, and living on it. I was teaching voice lessons. I was in so many operas. I mean, I was in 5 in a row, but I had decent parts in them. The bigger the part, like the more it pays, and so I could live off of it. I had so many gigs, and then the pandemic happened, and here I am. 5 Fahrenheit, 14 Celsius, not too cold, but not summer. Right, right. But lives in Colorado. It snowed last week. Oh, I live in Michigan. It snowed last week. Not a lot. It was a flurry. It was still enough. I was like, what the hell? All right. This is my last set on chest entirely. Doing one more set of the incline variation of cable flies. And then I'm going to triceps. A lot of nice compliments, which helped my mood last night. My spine was fussing on and off, but kept manageable, and I wore heels all night. Holy crap. Okay, so even without your spine issues, wearing heels all night and nothing hurt, that's impressive. I just cracked my whole spine. Still so weird with getting compliments. It's weird to explain. No, it's not. It's not at all. I'm awkward about it too, really. I get really shy and I don't know how to respond to them. And that's both physical and like performance wise. Like I've had some people, like very big people in the opera industry, give me some pretty big compliments. I'm just like, thanks. So do you like bread? Because I do. Like, I mean, what the hell do you say? My booty looked pretty impressive in the full length mirrors. Your booty always looking impressive. Hubby was distracted. I bet he was. Ugh. Ugh. Sit. 9. Whoa. Ugh. Jesus fucking A. I do good morning, secure lower back spasm. Others swear by other back exercises. Back spasms are the worst. Hated those. No weight, nothing but pure body. I'm doing with active spasms, they go away like medicine. That's interesting. I have not had that luck with good mornings. Um, what actually has worked a lot for me has been core exercises. So instead of trying to accustom my lower back to take more weight, I have encouraged my core to take on its fair share. Now, your back is spasming, going through the motion probably does help relax it. That I don't think there's really any room for argument there. But it's always fascinates me how different people respond to different exercises. Good mornings just never did anything for me. Some people don't remember Peter Sellers dismounting parallel bars and falling down the stairs. It makes me sick. What the hell copy pasta are you doing? All right. I used to date a girl named Tammy Sellers. Oh, I bend my legs and concentrate on lower back extension. Okay. We're back for curing pains. Interesting. I don't have access to that here. My bench not built for a normal human. Well, it's not built for me. I have a weird build to begin with. Found it for like $70, and it's one of the few discount things I got that I'm like, I probably should have spent more money on that. Like, I can't do decline crunches because my legs aren't long enough to utilize the ankle support. I'm basically doing like a calf crusher when I try. All right, so I'm doing 100 pounds on a tricep push down. Oh, wait, I should check before I even do this. Hold, please. I gotta check and make sure that's in the routine today. Use the wide bench, extra supported. Good benches are serious. You're not wrong. Oh my God. I really, it's one of those things where I said at the time, a bench is a bench. No, the fuck it's not. All right. Doing table press down. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, and it's not that, it does the job for most of what I need, but it doesn't weigh anything, so it tips very easy. All right, so I have not done 100 pounds here on a cable press down. Let's see how this goes. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Ugh. 7, 9. Oh. A good bench in a Smith machine, 10 out of 10. For the most part, I don't like Smith machines. And the reason is because you don't get the front to back range of motion. And so you don't end up working a lot of the stabilizer muscles that would come with a free weight. I like your police officer movement. But that being said, I learned to lift on a Smith machine. First time I ever benched over 300 pounds was on a Smith machine. And some people are like, oh, that's cheating. Like, motherfucker, it's 300 pounds. Fuck off. The hardest part moving from a Smith to a dumbbell to a barbell is that initial like, oh God, because your stabilizer muscles aren't used to coming into play. And so friendly spot, yeah, exactly. I did once, I was in the gym that had a Smith machine in a full-on like power rack. So it was like three-dimensional movement, not just up and down, but it also went forward and backward. So it was a much more natural range of motion. You can isolate the big muscles too. Dumbbell for the stabilizers. No, absolutely, absolutely. When it's what you have, I won't say a word about it. If you have an option, personally, I prefer barbell. That doesn't mean Smith bad. It just means I prefer barbell. But hell, there are some exercises that you really only should be using a Smith machine for, or at least hell of a lot easier to set up. I prefer doing dumbbell rows on a Smith machine. I don't know why. I just do. It's a lot easier to do reverse grip dumbbell or barbell rows. I meant barbell if I said dumbbell. Barbell rows on a Smith machine. Hip thrusts, so much easier to do on a Smith machine. And I don't mean easier like easier to move the weight. I mean easier to fucking set up. But honestly, going back to your point, buff dude, a good bench and a Smith machine, and that's you got a full body workout right there. Honestly, you really do. And it's almost all you need. If you can hook cables onto that, even better. It messed me up for a while. Still scared to go hard on bench press. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. I have, at this point, never dropped a bench press. I've been stuck before, but I've never dropped. I was just sitting here looking at my son. I'm like, help. Help. I've seen guys do massive plates on those hammer press machines because they have no fear. Right. That's nuts too. Those are nice. Load 45-pound plates and just push on the handles. I like my favorite hammer ones are the incline, especially the one that converges. Those things are so cool. And believe me, I take advantage of machines when I am in a commercial gym. I am not anti-machine. I just particularly don't care for the Smith specifically. I threw it into the rack and it popped. Oh no! Oh no! I was unloading a squat a few weeks ago and I missed the thing. And then you know how like when you relax and then suddenly you've got to get everything engaged again to lift it back up and it's like ridiculously difficult. Imagine that with 300 pounds. It was not my heaviest squat, but it was fucking way heavy enough. And I was just like, oh God, I'm gonna die. All right. Ugh. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Ugh. 8. Close enough to 8. Hey, Guava Juice, what's up? Get on bench without safety bars. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Guava Juice 737, how you doing? I am more likely to bench without the safety bars than I am to squat without them. Good, and you, man? I'm doing all right. Can't complain too much. You know, Sunday, man. I'm honestly, I think scared is actually the appropriate word here to squat any more than 315. And I've only hit that here once because of this particular setup that I have. If I had more of a, I love complaint, yeah, me. I really do love complaining a lot. I'm trying to do it less because I'm sounding more and more like an old man, like my father. um, for starters, this is not anchored into the ground at all. It's just the weights that I have on it kind of keep it in place, and that's it. 2, one of my favorite things to do, since I don't have this bench does not go up high enough for me to put a J cup that will catch a squat at a good height for me. Kev really is the man and the bear. What's up, Chef Boyardee? How you doing, buddy? So I have to catch my squats here on top. This is a small target. It's a very small target. And I have to be like hunched in just the right position in order to catch the back of it and then set it down. And I have to be correct because if I hit here, I'm going to lose it. It will fall into this J cup, but that's not ideal. So, and I don't have any safety bars right now. I'm all right, man. How are you doing? You know, wife and kids are over at the in-laws right now. Jen had to fix the brakes on the Impala. So if you don't know me, if you've never been here before, my wife is the total grease monkey, while I am the cook. I'm the domestic one. She can build a car from scratch, and I can give her a tasty casserole while she does it. Boys, it's just me. It's boy day, just me. I've got to head out to rehearsal here in a couple hours, though. So that's pretty much my day. Two, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, all right. Whew. I never knew Jen was a mechanic, or maybe I remember that. Yeah, her and her dad spent a lot of time fixing cars out in this big ass pole barn they got in the back. And she was like, "I'm going to mom and dad's, fix the rear brakes on the Impala. Do you need anything?" I'm like, "Can you fix the front brakes on the Traverse?" She's like, "No, those are a pain in the ass." I'm like, of course they are. What do we got next? Rope pull down. Okay, this is going to be significantly less weight just because of the grip. So we're going to switch this to 55. And yes, I know that's dropping 45 pounds on it. Yeah, so I showed up at, I actually surprised them yesterday and showed up after my rehearsal and brought them all their favorite sodas. I can't believe I'm saying soda. I don't even know where the hell that came from with me. Pop, god damn it. My mother-in-law loves cherry Coke. Father-in-law loves Mountain Dew. Wife also loves cherry Coke, but she'll drink pretty much anything. I got the kids each their own bag of chips, and they were like, "Daddy's the best." So deep. Watch the Fallout show yet? I'm only 2 episodes in. I got to make sure I'm not going to get crucified for watching it without Jen before I start binging it on my own. Or I'll just act surprised when I watch it with her, one of the two. I've really liked what I've seen so far. Whew. The show's great. I love it. I've been watching that. I've been going back through. Y'all know I'm watching Smallville for the first time ever. I've gotten to the point where I think he's met the Justice League, like at least the core group. I don't know if Wonder Woman ever makes an appearance in this show or not. Do not tell me. And Batman can't because of TV rights. And Fallout game fan, that's how I started using Twitch for Fallout content. Nice. Nice. My wife got me Fallout 4. That was my introduction to Fallout, and I loved it. But it was before I was twitching. I started twitching when the pandemic happened, and I was almost exclusively Modern Warfare multiplayer, and then I switched to Warzone. I would do retro night every now and again and play like old school Nintendo games. But I love Fallout. Which Dexter recently, too many plot errors in my opinion, still enjoyed it. Everyone loves that show. I've honestly never seen it. But yeah, so Clark, Superman, has met Green Arrow, The Flash, and Aquaman. So that's basically the Justice League. And I always love how Arrow, when he is portrayed in a live action TV show, he is Bruce Wayne. Because again, they can't use Batman. Because Batman is really fucking expensive. And it's specifically Batman. That last shot in Gotham where he finally put on the cape and cowl cost them a fortune just for that shot. They continued beyond books and messed it up so badly. Wait, Fallout, Smallville, or Dexter? First 3 are on books. Oh, Dexter. Okay. Yeah. So I'm watching Smallville for the first time. And my favorite thing to do in that is to point out all the character flaws that simply would have been solved if everyone would stop lying. Like, there's no need to even lie about this thing. Why are you lying about it? But they lie anyway, and everyone hates each other. Lex Luthor is starting to look like the tragic hero of this show because of the way everyone treats him. Like, I don't blame him for going all main villain on your ass. And Jonathan Kent was an asshole. Absolute asshole. Ah. Ugh. No, you're definitely talking about serial killer Dexter. I've never seen Dexter. I have never seen Dexter. I am talking about Smallville. That's the show I've seen that I've been binge watching. And then I'm also going through surprise, motherfucker. There. Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. I think is a very underrated show. And Fox canceled it even when its ratings were high because they were betting on Joss Whedon's show Dollhouse, which ended up being a tremendous flop. Because all the Terminator fans got pissed off. I had a friend, super into Smallville, never got into it for some reason. Automat is too. It's learning. It's like Skynet. I never got into it either. I don't know why. I mean, I'm a Superman fan. Oh, son of a bitch. Obviously, I'm more of a Wolverine fan than I am a Superman. I'm more of a Batman fan than I'm a Superman fan, but I like Superman. And I think for the most part, it's done really well. I'm glad that we are finally out of every villain was somehow created by kryptonite. That was like the first 3 seasons. Then it got a little more sporadic in 4 through 6. But like Clark's still developing his powers. He's in his he's graduated fucking high school. At this point, he should have all of them, but whatever. Let's just keep drawing it out. Fine. That's not a huge gripe of mine. But he still hasn't taken on being Superman yet, and I know he doesn't for like 5 more seasons. A crush on Kristen. Dude, Kristen is hot. Erica Durance, the one that plays Lois Lane. She's pretty good looking too. She's not Kristen. Allison Mack is an abomination. And I say that because of who she is as a person in real life. And then as far as Terminator goes, Summer Glau is not only hot, but she is my favorite Terminator. She is so badass in that movie or that show. I only watched Smallville because okay. So, all right, that is the end of my workout today. We've been going for about 2 hours now on chest and triceps. So tomorrow I will be back at 10 a.m. with back and biceps. I do stream every Sunday through Friday at 10 a.m. This week's going to be a little wonky because it's performance week. I do have an opera opening at the end of this week. So we're in production. I'm in rehearsal every fucking night, and I have a Friday matinee thing. No idea Allison Mack was involved in sexual. Yeah, dude, it was fucked up. So not only the fact that she was involved in it, but she got Kristen into that cult for a hot minute. And Kristen still swears that she saw nothing like that there. But she did leave the cult. But I was watching, I don't know if it was Tom Welling's podcast or Michael Rosenberg, Clark or Lex, one of the two. They appear on each other's podcasts. And they were talking about when it went down. And Michael, who plays Lex, was like, yeah, so the last time I saw her, she was in town, called me up and said, hey, stop by and see you. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And she shows up with the cult. So like 4 or 5 people from this cult, including the cult leader. All right. No hi, no hug, no handshake, no crisp high five, nothing. He opens the door. They just walk past him. The girls went into the kitchen and just started grabbing food. He sits, the cult leader just sits down like he owns the place. No one's talking. He was like, I don't know who the fuck any of you are. You need to go. And like he had to kind of get loud about it. And then they all just got up and left. No apology, nothing. He's like, it was the weirdest fucking thing because like I don't even know what their interactions were like on set. Like if maybe they saw some kind of weird, you're gonna fall into a cult behavior coming or what. And she's so it pisses me off that she's so charming on the show. Which I'm sure attributed to her ability to get people to traffic. She's a monster. She's a horrible person. She actually just got out of prison. Served a lighter sentence because she gave evidence. But yeah, nuts. Absolutely nuts. But if you haven't seen Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, I highly recommend it. It is set, I think, 10 years after Terminator 2. It starts there. And it writes T3 out. Completely writes T3 out. Like if you've seen T3, first, I'm sorry, it's a horrible movie. But second, Sarah Connor is not in Terminator 3 because storyline wise, Sarah Connor's character died from cancer. They actually mentioned that in the show and they write it out. Or at least you'd have to see it to understand without me spoiling anything. But it goes into this huge, very complicated plot by Skynet in the future and what they're doing to set up complete annihilation of the humans. And it's a constant chess game through the whole thing. It's very, very cool. Lena Headey plays Sarah Connor, Cersei Lannister, and Summer Glau, who I only know from Firefly. My first introduction to Summer Glau was Terminator, but she was also in Firefly, and she played a psychopath killer there too. But definitely worth the watch. And once you get to the end of season 2, you will be just as pissed off as me because it ends on a cliffhanger and then they canceled the show. A huge, huge, huge cliffhanger. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. I gotta hit that shower. I gotta get ready for rehearsal, and I gotta do some shit. So hopefully, I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here for Back and Bicep Day. If you are not a member of my Discord, the link is in chat. And if you want to get your own Wolverine Guy Kev merchandise, including my thick filet workout shirt and a 20-ounce coffee mug, merch links in chat as well. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for stopping by.